Hey guys, this lesson is about browsing the web and just a couple of the terms and things that you might come across when browsing the web that you need to be aware of. So let's have a look and see. Right, when you start browsing the web and you're opening up your web browser and you're going all over the place, you suddenly start seeing all these messages popping up about cookies. And you're thinking, what the heck is a cookie? Because I would love one of those because I love cookies. But no, unfortunately, it's not one of those. It's just a text file. That's what a cookie is. When they started designing and creating the internet and pages and all sorts of stuff, a cookie is simply just a text file that has a little bit of data in it, and it's saved on your computer for retrieval by websites that you visit. Normally, it's used by different websites to create custom pages for you when you come back to the site, or to remember things like session information, such as your shopping cart. When you've put stuff in the cart and then you go somewhere else and you come back again, it then is able to retrieve some of that information. Maybe it's preferences, like you like the dark theme on a page, for example. You know how a lot of websites these days have dark themes, so you choose dark theme. It saves it in a cookie for you, so when you come back, it doesn't go back to the light theme, it reverts back to the dark theme because it knows that you like that because you chose it and it saved it in a cookie. Let's look at some other terminology that you will probably come across while browsing the web. We have these weird looking words over here. We have encryption, SSL, digital certificates, and digital signatures. Basically, guys, all of these things have to do with the securing of data transmission, the connection between devices, and the authentication of individuals. That's what they all are. It's all about security. So, for example, encryption is data protection between the sender and the receiver, between one device and another. So, one device will send information to another device. It'll encrypt it on one side, decrypt it on the other. That means that as the data is going from one device to the other device, it's encrypted, and even if somebody else gets their hands on that data, it'll make no sense to them. Right, so that's what it is. All right, the next one, SSL, stands for Secure Socket Layer, and that's what organizations like banks would use, for example, when connecting to your computer. So when you log on to internet banking and you've got a secure connection and you're busy accessing your balance or making EFTs or checking things or paying bills or whatever, there are secure socket layers in place that encrypt and look after the data going backwards and forwards for security purposes. Digital certificates, again, all have to do with authentication and security. So it's just making sure that an application that you're using is legitimate, it's legal, it's safe and secure to use with another device or another application online. The same thing goes for digital signatures. Also, they are digital files, sometimes attached to other files, as proof that you are the owner or author of a particular file and that it is a legitimate file and not a virus or a fake document, for example. So all of these is what we use in terms of web browsing for safety and security. Now, what about incognito mode? You've heard of that. Or private browsing, or in the new Microsoft Edge, in private browsing. I don't know why it's called in private. That's just weird. But anyway, private browsing, incognito browsing, whatever other browsing terms they have. Right, what does that mean actually? Okay. When you activate incognito mode, like in Google Chrome, or private browsing in Microsoft Edge, it basically means that you're not being tracked as much. You're not being tracked with cookies. Cookies are not stored on your computer. Your history is not being saved. So it's just a more secure way of browsing without leaving a trail. Well, you still leave a trail, but not as heavy of a trail as non-private browsing. So non-private browsing doesn't save your history, doesn't save a history of the files that you've downloaded, doesn't save cookies on your computer that might identify you, that sort of stuff. Okay, that's private browsing. It's used when you don't want to have any trace of your activity in a web browser for whatever reason that may be. And that is what private browsing is. So there you go, guys. Some of the various terminologies you will come across when using a web browser and browsing the internet, as well as a little bit about what private browsing is about.